In the last year, we've helped our clients add hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to their business and book over 500 calls from YouTube alone. And the goal of this video is to show you exactly how we do that step by step, from finding the right idea, making sure it's posted properly, and how to make sure it's actually getting results for your business. Whether you're thinking to start a brand new channel or you already have one, this is going to be the fastest way for you to see progression. If you're starting from new, this is going to be the quickest way to actually start seeing results from your channel. And if you already have a channel, these tweaks will make you see instant better results for your business directly from YouTube. And just for some context, my name is Raphael and we help B2B businesses to run YouTube channels that are bringing them consistent results for their business. So as I say here, this YouTube system books 10 to 40 calls every single month and adds 6 figures a year to your business. It's a proven framework for agency owners and coaches built to get your content in front of the right people and turn views into booked calls, making you more money and essentially just growing your business. So we're going to cover how to add 6 figures a year to your business, how to book an extra 10 to 40 calls every single month with leads that are ready to buy from you, how to also grow your email list, and how to help you become an authority and a go-to person in your space and essentially just grow your business through YouTube and take it to the next level. So before we get into the exact steps, here's exactly what this video is going to cover, so you know what you're getting into. There are 9 steps and we're going to go through all of them, and the goal of this video is how to show you how to do one YouTube video really well, and then you just have to replicate the formula and do it for all your videos, and over time this is going to bring consistent results. And we're going to go into each step in a lot of detail. So the first thing we will cover is mindset, why YouTube, and some important notes to have before getting into everything. Step 1 is going to be picking the right idea. Step 2 is going to be planning the video. Step 3 is going to be writing the actual script. Step 4 is the packaging. Step 5 is recording the video. Step 6, editing it. Step 7, setting up the SEO. Step 8, publishing and monitoring. And in step number 9, how to make this a repeatable system and do it every single week. Who is this for? Before we get into anything, is this for you or not? That's probably a question that is on a lot of people's minds. This system works if you, number 1, already have a service in place, you have a business that is currently running. Number 2, you have results that you can point to and prove that you know what you're doing, right? You have to have some sort of expertise, some sort of knowledge, and some sort of experience within what you're talking about. And number 3, you have to have a willingness to appear in front of camera. If you're brand new with no offer or simply no results yet, I would recommend to do that first. This doesn't necessarily mean you can't start practicing YouTube videos, can't start putting videos out there. But if you have no real offer, you have no expertise, and you can't give out value, right, to the people watching, then you're going to really struggle to get any results, and you are going to lose a lot of trust because people can easily see through that. YouTube amplifies what you already have. It does not build your business for you, right? It enhances your business. It's the next step to grow your business. So get the foundation, get a solid offer, get some experience doing what you do, and then come back and start YouTube properly. This doesn't mean you can't start getting ready to get comfortable on camera, having your own little videos and doing your own thing, but I would recommend to have a solid foundation first before getting started on YouTube to see the best results and to make sure you're not losing that initial trust in potential leads. Now, why should we bother with YouTube at all? You know, you have to get in front of the camera, you have to set time aside to record, and it can be something extremely uncomfortable for a lot of people, and for most people it is, which is completely understandable. So why actually get in front of the camera? Why bother with YouTube in the first place? Well, you already have outbound that works, as I say here, so why get in front of the camera? Every cold DM, every email, every LinkedIn message, people are searching you up. If you have no content, you're just essentially another message. Good content, you instantly stand out before they even reply. You might be looking at YouTube already and thinking, you know, there are so many people that are already posting content. It's not that different, but trust me, there are so many people. There are hundreds and thousands of businesses sending out emails, sending out DMs, trying to get leads through cold outbound, and they just have no content. You are instantly standing out as soon as you start posting content, right? Leads come in pre-educated. They have watched your content. They already trust you, and your sales calls are going to become so much easier if you have a good, sustainable, consistent YouTube channel, right? This works alongside everything that you do. Outbound plus YouTube equals high response rates. Ads plus YouTube equals lower CPL, and your sales process plus a YouTube channel just simply equals a much shorter sales cycle, right? The question is not whether you need it, it's whether you want leads coming in already trusting you, or do you want to start from zero every single time. And this is the initial stage of YouTube, which is going to be a massive trust building factor, but over time, once done properly, in a couple of months, it's going to actually start bringing you, as well as we mentioned, inbound leads. And 6 months, a year, 2 years, right, it is just going to completely change the trajectory of your business. So now that we've got that all out of the way, let's start with step number 1, which is going to be being able to pick the right idea / topic for a video. Picking a solid YouTube idea / topic is more complex than just having an idea and just turning it into a video. There's a 2-step process that we usually take. Step number 1 is being able to pull ideas from your sales calls and just simply understanding who your ICP is and, you know, what they would be wanting to watch content on. And then the next part with that, because we're uploading on YouTube, is simply validating that idea on YouTube. It's not enough to do number 1, because then if it's not validated through YouTube, then you could be simply just wasting your time. So step 1, part A, pull ideas directly from your sales calls. This is a super simple step, but it's going to take you a very long way. Download your last 10 to 20 call transcripts. Use ChatGPT, Claude, or any other similar tool and simply paste it in. Ask ChatGPT to extract every pain point, question, and objection. What are people struggling with? What don't they understand before they buy? And ask them to actually just rank this from the most commonly asked to the least commonly asked, because then rather than getting just a long list of pain points, you are actually getting them ranked in what's the most common pain points, which is going to help when it comes to YouTube. That list is the start of your idea creation. Real problems from real people who are your ICP that you already know how to solve. Step 1, or part B, is to validate it on YouTube before you ever record, and we're going to go into actually doing this properly after this, by the way. So number 1, you want to search that topic into YouTube, initial exploration of video content. Then you want to use a platform similar to vidIQ and search for specific keywords, so analyze keywords for content strategy. And then you want to go deeper into YouTube research from that specific keyword, because it's going to give you a much more in-depth analysis on, is that a good keyword for you to optimize around or not. So what you're looking for when you're doing this research, you're looking for videos on the topic getting views from smaller channels. So you're looking for smaller channels who are getting really good views from these initial topics that we're researching around. You want to see high search volume and low competition within vidIQ, because this means that people are searching it but not enough good content out there. And then you want to look for outlier videos. So a channel averaging maybe 200 views with a video that's at 6,000, that's a signal that's a good outlier video. So you need to study it and then put it your own results and putting your own concept behind it. So we are actually going to do this ourselves. So I'm just going to open up Claude just for the strict purposes of this video. Let's make a new project. Let's start with just getting let's do lead. We'll do like a lead generation business, and you know, cold email, cold outbound, cold DM. So we're doing an example video for our YouTube video, and we're really focusing on lead generation businesses for this one. So I want you to just quickly list out the main pain points that a lead generation business's ICP might have. So this is obviously going to be what you're using your sales transcripts for, which is going to give you much more valuable data. And another one which is going to use Claude, and it's going to give me a rough idea of what these are going to be. So this is obviously what you're going to get if you put it in and just ask for the main things, right? But we actually want to rank these in what's the most common problems are. Let's just rank these in the most common, and then we can put, for example, the subheading volume and consistency, speed and responsiveness, etc. in brackets. But let's rank these in the most common to the least common. Again, I think this is a bit broad, so we're going to ask it to, let's get super specific with the problems rather than just lead quality. That doesn't really mean much to me. I need it to be super specific. What actual questions are they asking? This is so we can do YouTube research. So I need to know what sort of questions they're asking and get a bit more specific on these pain points. And obviously you also have your ICP, so let's just come up with an ICP so it can get even more specific. So we are targeting businesses who are already doing lots of cold outbound. They already have, for example, cold emails running, they have cold DMs running, they are making at least 20,000 a month, but they just want more. All right, so we've got a list of potential points here, and I mean, I like the copy one. I think let's go with a sort of copywriting one, because that is quite a more broad topic and it works for a lot of people. And by the way, when it comes to YouTube, I'd highly recommend to start with either an incognito or with a brand new YouTube account, and essentially just turn off the watch history, turn off the any sort of history that you get on YouTube. It's simply because once you can do this, it's going to give you much more reliable and accurate results. If you were to do this on your own account, you're going to get much different results because YouTube already knows who you watch. They're going to push that content to you, and it's just going to be not give you accurate results. I would highly recommend to start a brand new account to do your research. And the reason I don't do incognito specifically is because I use a tool like vidIQ, which actually gives you specific details when you're doing the research. So we're going to use that tool, and I recommend anyone that has it to get the vidIQ and get the extension so you can start seeing similar tools. So, and by the way, you can just go into here and just sort of type in something like cold email, right? And you're going to get in, you know, loads of potential ideas. These are what people are mostly searching when it comes to YouTube. You can also do something like LinkedIn. There's LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn sales navigator, LinkedIn tutorial, LinkedIn profile model. Like, do you see what I mean? You're just going to get loads of potential ideas from just doing this. But let's say we're focusing on something like cold email copywriting, right? And we're going to start seeing loads of videos potentially pop up. Right, and we're going to see the only cold email copywriting video you'll ever need. Watch me write 250k cold email script in 20 minutes. Give me 24 minutes and I'll make your cold emails impossible to ignore. As you can see, this was a video that performs pretty well. 17x outliers, 7k views on the channel with 2k subs, which is pretty good. Fixing this cold email campaign in 20 minutes. Learn cold email marketing in 39 minutes. Cold email copywriting masterclass, my best performing emails. So the whole goal of what we're doing here is to see if this is even a viable idea. And from what I can see, as you can see, there's videos from 5 months ago that are still getting views, videos from 4 weeks ago, right? And this is from 1 year ago and it's still doing pretty well. So this is good intent that people are actively searching this. Then you want to go with something like vidIQ, right? And by the way, I'm doing this quick, but this is a process that takes a lot of time. This is a process that you have to go through multiple researches. This is a process that you have to continuously be doing this to find really good keywords and outliers, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to go into something like keywords and we're going to start searching in something like cold email. And as you can see, it's actually a pretty good keyword. It's getting 26,000 monthly searches and the competition is pretty low. Now, I don't take vidIQ, you know, for everything it says, right? This is just to give me extra content on a potential keyword. But the goal here is to find matching keywords or related keywords. And what you want to do is find keywords like this where they're being somewhat highly searched, but the competition is around 20 or under 20. So we just really want to sit here, and what this is also going to give you is extra ideas for extra videos. So again, something like LinkedIn outreach, right? Because again, we are looking at more just in general lead generation. LinkedIn outreach is actually getting searched quite a lot and the competition is relatively low at 77,000, and look at that really low competition. Now we have LinkedIn, right? We're going to see different keywords. LinkedIn outreach automation, right? As you can see, this is a really good potential keyword. So what we're going to do is, and as you can see, we've just found a new keyword. Then this is what I was talking about when it comes to the point 3, right? We search the topic on YouTube, we then open vidIQ and search keywords, and then we're going to get deeper YouTube research and then we're going to go onto YouTube and do even more deeper research. And I've kind of just jumped from cold email copywriting here to LinkedIn outreach automation. But as you can see here, this is just how it goes sometimes, right? And you're going to get different ideas. You're going to find something like that. And as you can see, a video here, 14,000 subscribers, has got 35k views in the last month, right? LinkedIn outreach, again, it's kind of working for both keywords, where it's LinkedIn outreach and LinkedIn outreach automation, LinkedIn outreach 2025. But let's stick to what we was doing, which is cold email copywriting, right? And it's an okay keyword, right? You can also try things like cold email copy, and as you can see, it's not the same. It's getting a lot less searches. Competition is actually more high. So let's go back to copywriting. You still have things similar like cold email script, which again is not the same. I think cold email copywriting is still the best word to go for. How to write cold emails. See, that's not too bad. 48,000 monthly searches. And actually, we can just get this again and we can go into YouTube and we can see who's ranking for this one, right? How to write cold emails. And I can see a channel with 1,000 subs is got 7.5k views, a 50x outlier, and they're ranking. That's a good sign. That's a channel with 1k subs is writing. How to write cold emails that get results. Her cold email strategy has a 43% open rate, slightly different tweak to it, but very similar topic, right? And again, the whole goal here is this takes time, right? We have to go super in depth to do this, but this is all it really is. It's going on YouTube, searching these keywords, see who's ranking, do some research through vidIQ, find all specific keywords like this, right? And then go back onto YouTube, see who's ranking. You can even filter just to see in the last, let's say, just from this year, so we're not having super old videos, the new way it's called email in 2026. And then we can also see, right, again, this is another one. This has popped up for both ones, how we write cold emails that generate this, right? We want to get more up-to-date videos to see if they are still performing, and from what you can see, they're obviously still performing. And this is a topic that is going to continuously be performing because it's such a popular topic and people are always going to be searching this up. So this is something that you just have to take your time with, right? It's not something that can be rushed. It's not something that is easy to do. It's just something that has to take your time. And then there's so many ways you can go. There's so many angles you can go down. So it's just about taking your time and finding really, really good ideas. Because once you can have that, as I say here, we're finding topics that getting views for smaller channels, where as you saw, we're finding high search volume and low competition with vidIQ, and then we're also finding outlier videos. And the one outlier video we did find, this is an outlier video, so we found something like this. There was another one, this one here is a really good outlier video, so have something like this. So this is the main way that we use to find ideas on YouTube, right? And the reason we try to look for these keywords, and we're going to show you next, is because it gives you a much better way to actually rank for keywords. Once you know what you're optimizing around, so something like this, or something like cold email script, or something like cold email copyright, whatever that keyword is, once you know what you want to optimize around, it's going to give you a better direction for what your title is, a better direction on writing the script, better direction on actually optimizing around SEO, better direction on everything that you do. And if we go into one of our clients, someone like Hawani, this is literally what we done for his two most popular videos, which is covering Loom Outreach. Is also what we done here for this Google Maps scraper video. Again, Loom Outreach, like these are just videos that have been extremely optimized and done extremely well because we've done the research beforehand. So now we know exactly what keywords to optimize around, and when you can do a really good video optimized around a really good specific keyword that has the research behind it, you're most ensuring that you're getting good results. And for someone like Hawani, and I'll go into an actual incognito mode here now, when you find a good keyword that's super relevant to what you do, that is consistently being searched, and you've done enough content on it, you will start appearing, right, for these keywords, and you will start, as you can see, Hawani, another one here, Hawani again, right? You will see that you will start appearing. And for Hawani here, he's kind of starting to dominate this. And actually, I haven't watched any of these, right? But you will realize that we've taken this ICP from him, which is what he does, which is really good video outreach, and we've optimized around these keywords. And as you can see now, he is constantly popping up when people are searching this thing up. And it wasn't like this about 6 months ago, right? So this is something that we had to build on, something that we had to work on, and over time, this is how you start dominating a super sub niche. So if someone's a really, really good copywriter, right, as you can see, it's, you search these keywords in, and it's not like one specific channel is dominating for the whole thing, right? You have similar channels that you see keep popping up, but once you can build a consistent library of these specific videos with these specific keywords, you're going to start to really, really start to dominate a specific niche, a specific market when it does come to YouTube, and that's when you see the real power of YouTube, right? But anyways, there's a second way that you can do this, and this is by simply just going to one of the most known channels in the space. So this will be something like Instantly for this kind of cold email space, like a really, really known channel. So what you can do is start to look at some of their popular videos. You're going to find things like this: watch me sell a service, start service in 10 hours, Axelmo's lead generation strategy, how to get unlimited leads for free using DeepSeek, Instantly AI full tutorial, right? And you want to find a somewhat relevant video, how to send 10,000 emails a day, easy tutorial, right? A video that performs well, and it's a pretty common video. And then what you want to go and do is you're going to find, through looking and suggested, other similar ideas from similar topics, and straight away, right, and this isn't always common, but straight away we find another video, which I wanted to open in a new bloody tab, right, where we're now looking at a video from a channel with 200 subscribers that has got 2.9k views
6 months ago.
and this is not normal, right? This is as you can see from here, a channel got a 47k X outlier, and the more research we do, the more we look into these videos, the better we're going to get. So then we find videos like this, which is another massive outlier, probably one of the most known videos in the space, and you're going to do the same. And you're going to just continuously keep doing this, keep doing this, keep doing this until you find loads of videos like this. And then we're going to figure out why, which is going to be the next step. But again, the more you can do this, the better results you are going to get, right? And another way to also do this is look at niches that are not your niche. So for example, if we're doing a cold email video, we can go looking at the drop shipping niche. We can go looking at the email marketing niche, right? And we can see what videos perform in there and how we can replicate those to our niche. And sometimes they're more effective, but it's all a mix of these, right? And again, it's just a thing of take your time, do the research, really sit down here and spend 30 minutes, an hour just going through videos. You're going to have a bunch of tab opens, and you're going to start putting these videos into a document, and you're going to start grouping these videos, and you can start grouping these videos. You can see at specific videos that have performed really well and the groups of them, and it's going to give you an idea for your video. So, and again, I've kind of run through why we do this, right? And what happens when you do this well, because you find videos like that perform well. And I'll show you another client which I've seen really good results from this as well. If we type in something like Instagram DM outreach, and let's go to videos, here's our client right here, who, by the way, we uploaded this when he had about 100 subs, and he is ranking with, you know, Charlie Morgan. These videos have got 50k views, Tyson 40, these big names in the space. And him with, when we had about 100 subs, we did this video by using the same exact method. By the way, the same exact thing I showed you. It was around Instagram DM outreach. We found it was a keyword that wasn't really optimized around, so we done a video on it and it got really good results. And I'll even show you, it's a video that's still getting views, right? This was uploaded 10 months ago. In the last 48 hours, it's got 52 views, and it's consistently going up because when people are searching this in, people are finding it. And as you can see here, the traffic that it's come from, which is insanely good. These are extremely high intent people, right? Extremely high intent people. And I'll show you, as you can see, majority of people are coming from YouTube search, and it's continuously going to be on up. YouTube are still pushing it through the browser just about, but as you can see, a lot of people are now starting coming through YouTube search because it was just optimized so well. So we're going to go into actually how to optimize this properly as well as now that we know how to do it, we're also going to go into how to optimize this properly. So let's go back to our document here and let's look at step. By the way, that's just step number 1. Right, this probably at the initial stage going to take you the most time because you have to really understand, not just, as I said, what your ICP needs help with, but also, is this a relevant idea to YouTube? Because there's ideas where you can just go and make a video, but you don't have that keyword to optimize around. You don't know if people are actually searching it. You don't know if there's actually successful videos on it, because what you're also going to get from this is you're going to see topics where you'd think people are searching this, but the content on it, even from bigger, more known channels, is actually just not getting views, right? And that may be because they're not good or whatever, and that could be more in-depth research you do. But a lot of the time, you're going to realize maybe this is not a great idea to make a video on. And even if you want to, you can still do it, don't get me wrong, but if you want to get really good ideas and really good videos, it's by doing this research, right? And by the way, if you want to see similar results to what you've just seen, and if you want to help with kind of doing all of this, so you're not doing this by yourself and it's actually done by a team of experts, right, then book on a call with the first link down below and we can see if we can potentially help you. So step 2 is to plan the video before you write anything. Proper planning is going to save you hours of re-recording. Decide the video type and the angle before anything else. So there's 3 specific videos that we make, and it's the how-to, the educational, and the essentially client case studies. And how-to is essentially just solving a specific problem. So for example, we was doing how to write cold email copy that gets clients. Educational breakdown would be more along the lines of, this cold email copy got me X results, right? So, and then the client case study is a bit more different, right? Usually if you have an idea, it's going to come down into one of these. Client case study is almost in its own realm, but as you can see, client case studies get the lowest views and the highest conversions. The viewer is already basically sold. So client case studies, you interview clients, or also just client breakdowns, right? So write one sentence, right? Who is the video for? What are they going to learn? And why yours is the version for them to watch. The sentence drives the title, the hook, and the structure. So for example, let's again stick on that. Let's just stick on the cold email copyright. By the way, I'm not saying that's a great idea, but it's probably better, but just for the focus of this video. So I'm doing a YouTube video breaking down how to make a really good YouTube video. And the example company we are a lead generation company focusing on cold email. We are making a video around cold email copywriting. That is the keyword we want to optimize around. And this video is specifically for, it can be a range of people, but people who are already sending cold email, they are looking for maybe better copy to use. Their copy is it's working, but they know they can get better, or maybe it's just not working. They're not getting the results they want from their copy. Their reply rate is super low, and they just need something that's going to work better. So that's just some context of who this video is for and what the video is going to be about. And obviously when you do this, it's going to be a lot more adjusted to your exact ICP. You're going to be able to give, and I recommend to be super specific about who and what a specific video is for, right? And we're going to, for this one, let's go into a how-to, right? So this specific video is going to be specifically a how-to video. It's going to be top of funnel. Is going to drive, I want to drive lots of traffic to my channel, and it's going to solve the specific problem of cold email copywriting. And just for some context again, if we go back into YouTube, and you're going to see that there is a range of different videos that we do, right? So as you can see, how to, or how to the best. So this is an example of educational. This is an example of an educational, but again can be how to, because this is how this B2B lead generation system books me calls. How, again, educational, and then you also have, as you can see, some client interviews, and we have a small playlist for this as well. So the reason I'm showing you this is simply because it's just to show how different. Most of the videos are going to be how-to videos, because they are usually the ones that get the most reach. They're usually the one that gets the most views. But a lot of the time, the middle of funnel, which is these more educational breakdowns, they're going to get you more people who are closer to buying, people who are trying to understand your service a bit more. And then the client interviews are the bottom of funnel, but they're super high converting. They're not going to get an insane amount of views, but people who are watching it are almost going to be basically sold, and then they just need to get on a call, right? So this is important to understand the direction you are taking the video in before you make the video. So I would highly encourage you to sit down. So you've got your idea now. You understand the keyword that you want to do, but how are you going to do it? Are you going to break down how to do something specifically? Are you going to do an educational breakdown where you maybe show a method or result? Or is it going to be a client? And by the way, it doesn't have to be super specific to one. These two will a lot of the time interchange, but it's good to have an idea and then just know your angle, right? Exactly who this video is for, exactly what they will learn, and it is also going to help you drive the title, hook, and the structure of the video. So step 3 is going to be writing the actual script. But before you actually do that, right, we should have a title, right? And this is interchangeable. Sometimes we title and thumbnail before writing the script. A lot of the time we do, but it can come after as well. But for the purpose of this, we'll do this after. Give me some title variations that I can use for this video. So as you can see, there's a lot of interchangeable ideas here, because how to do cold email copywriting is a bit of a more difficult one. The beginners, we don't want to go for beginners, so we're going to say that we are not targeting beginners in this. We're targeting, as I said, have a look at exactly who we're targeting based on my previous message. Just reread that and make sure you understand who we're targeting. We're not targeting beginners in this. As you can see, even though this is a cold email tutorial, right, there is going to be different variations. They're not this specific going to be called a how-to, because a lot of time they are just how to do XYZ, how to fix this, how to do this, but these two do interchange. So there's a lot of way we can go about this. Another way to do this, by the way, is again, just go back into YouTube and let's just see what is ranking. Cold email copywriting, the only cold email copywriting video you'll ever need, right? Also give me 24 minutes, I'll make your cold emails impossible to ignore. Cold email copywriting masterclass, that's a good one. How to write killer cold emails. Let's just focus on keeping the keyword for this one as well. I want to focus on keeping the keyword cold email copywriting within the title. So let's focus on titles with that in there. And by the way, the title should be at the max about 60 characters. It can go slightly over if needed. Maybe if there's a brackets or something in brackets, but ideally you want it to keep under 60 characters. I think I like code email copywriting that gets replies. I think we're going to stick around something like that. And by the way, like I'm using this now, but another super effective method is just to open up a doc and just write down titles. Literally go into a doc and you just start writing code email copywriting masterclass, right? Something like that. Code email copywriting course, code email copywriting that actually gets replies, right? Cold email copywriting breakdown, how to write cold emails that get replies. And you're just going to, like, if you sit here and do this, you're going to write out a bunch of titles, a bunch of topics, and you're going to eventually pick one that resonates the most, right? And again, now you have ChatGPT, you have Claude, you can do these things and it can get a lot quicker, but you still need to understand what you're doing. So code email copywriting that actually gets replies. Something like this is potentially good, right? Code email copywriting masterclass is something we can go for. What can we put in the brackets that can give some sort of social proof? Again, based on who you are and what you do, the numbers you send, right? You can easily do this. And there's actually going to be, you know, copywriting course, right? So we're now going into more something like this, right? Learn code email copywriting in X minutes, right? How about something along the lines of learn code email copywriting in X minutes? Right, and we also got something like how to master code email copywriting so fast it feels illegal. Not bad, but again, right, we have to remember again who we're targeting and who we're going for. So I think something like code email copywriting masterclass, 10+ million emails sent. I think that is a pretty good title. I think this is a title we are going to stick with. All right, so now we've got a title. It's going to be code email copywriting masterclass, 10 million emails sent. And by the way, we can also go like another angle could be, what about the angle of using my experience in the title? So for example, X years of code email copywriting advice in X minutes. Now it could be also the amount of emails I sent. It could also be, again, the years, the hours. Give me just different variations for different experiences. Again, now we're getting more in depth into different angles we can take. And by the way, these are all going to be extremely different videos. So even if we pick one angle now, we then can do another angle for this, a similar video if this performs well, but just do a slightly different angle. So, but again, I think we'll stick with this one here. This is a title we'll stick with. And then now let's go into the actual script writing process, right? So writing the script, the intro, 3 lines, under 30 seconds, and get in and get moving. This is specific for B2B. You want to be in and out, right? So, and by the way, this has to be specifically like how each line is, but it's just a rough formula of what we do. So line number 1, you always want to confirm the title, right? Within 5 seconds, tell them they're in the right place. If someone clicks on a video, if we're doing a video about code email copywriting, and then we start talking about something completely different, LinkedIn outreach, right? People are going to think, what is this? And they're going to click off it straight away. So confirm that they've clicked on the right video as soon as you can. Right, then line 2 is going to be give some sort of social proof, something that proves you've done the thing, something specific beats something vague every single time. And then line 3 is a reason to stay. Tell them what they're going to be able to get by the end of this video. Make it tied to something they actually want. This again to when you really understand your ICP, why they're there, what they're going to get out of it, right? And this is super, super, super important to do. A lot of people don't focus on the intros, and I can't stress enough how important this is. It doesn't have to be in this exact order, but this is essentially the 3 things that you want to cover when it does come to an intro. So again, extremely important that you take your time and do this. And we obviously have been doing this for a very, very long time. So we have specific prompts that we use after years of experience. By the way, this isn't just a prompt that we've just made out of nowhere. This is prompts after multiple scripts telling it exactly what to do. We also have multiple, literally hundreds of working scripts that we can use, that we input these scripts as well, and it's learned based off those scripts of what actually works, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some instructions into this, because this is what we usually do, right? And now we've got our instructions, right? This is going to be the title for the video. Use the instructions in the project instructions to write the script. Now, I know you don't have too much context on who I am and what I do, because this is just for an example video, but If you have any questions or you need any help, then please let me know. But just write a generalized script for, let's say, I run a cold email agency for businesses that are sending hundreds of thousands of cold emails every single month, and we help them scale their cold email. And in terms of context, as you can see, I've sent 10 million plus cold emails. I've generated millions in dollars for over 50 clients and have been doing this for the last 5 years. So there's some sort of social proof that you can use. And we've also gone over exactly what this video is and the goal of this video from the information above. So when you are doing this, you will be able to give your own context, your own information, your own ideas, and the goal here is to just show you exactly what a script would look like, so you can go away and write your own, and essentially just using this checklist of things. Now I've integrated this vidIQ thing. I haven't actually tested it yet, so I'm going to say to it to all right, so we have gotten something back. We're going to go into the body after, right? But at the moment, let's just focus on the actual intro and to make sure you understand exactly what we need to have a really good intro, right? I'm not too sure about that first line. I don't think it confirms the title of the video. Let's just focus on the intro for now. Let's not add anything into this document. So just send the intro separately. I think that first line could be a lot more powerful. I think the social proof part is a bit long and can definitely be condensed, and I think that the last line again for that intro can definitely be a bit stronger. So let's really work on that intro again. And don't get me wrong, right, a lot of time this is going to get it wrong, so we're going to give it some more guidance, right? Let's straight away start with some social proof, so we can say with something along the lines of, and by the way, I'm just going to riff here, feel free to take what I say and just make it cleaner. But we're going to start with something like, after sending 10 million cold emails across multiple different industries, cold email copywriting is the #1 important thing to get right if you want to see good results. Start with that and then finish off the rest. Yeah, I like option 2. I think that we can make that last bit a bit stronger. I am going to show you exactly how to fix that. Let's get more specific with exactly what this video is covering, but still keep it condensed. I think also add in maybe an extra bit of social proof after we say, before we say what exactly we're going to be showing. So you can say, you know, let's say we've generated millions from cold emails as well, and integrate that into the script just before we say, I'm going to show you how to fix that right now. And also for this video, I'm going to do a live walkthrough of an offer and how we go about writing cold email copy for that. So let's add that in at the end. And we're probably going to let's put the mistakes first, because that's what we'll cover first, and then the framework, what actually works, and then a live walkthrough. We're not necessarily going to use we're not going over the frameworks we use to fix them. We are going over the biggest mistakes and then the exact step-by-step framework you need to write good copy. And then we're doing a live walkthrough. So what I want you to do is I want you to update the script, and then also based on this intro, now that you know what it's going to cover, rewrite the body as well. Let's make sure that the intro is separated to a sentence in a space, a sentence in a space. And also let's remove that bit after the intro where it says open with social proof. We don't need that. All right. So after a bit of back and forth with Claude, and the only reason that we really have that is because we just don't have all the context we need. Usually within a project file we have loads and loads of context of previous transcripts and examples and exact methods, and you know how we've done previous intros for that specific client, because we try to keep it very similar because of the audience, right? So usually has a lot more context, so it was a bit more back and forth than usual. But what I'm trying to show you here is how to write an effective intro, right? And what you need in it over exactly, because you know I can't just sit here and I can sit here and I write out, but realistically go and use Claude, right? I'm not going to sit you and tell you to look at an empty piece of paper, right? But go and use Claude and try to just give it instructions and information on exactly what to do, right? So this is the updated script that I come against, and I'm going to do something here where I'm going to do, as you can see, the 3 things we want to include, which is to confirm the video, social proof, and give viewer a reason to stay. Right? These are the 3 things that we're doing, and what we're going to do, we're going to highlight that can be yellow, that can be, let's do that. I don't like that. Let's do that one, and then that can do, that can be that. Yeah, let's change it up. Let's do a light red. All right, cool. So from this intro for Cold Email Copywriting Masterclass, 10 million emails sent. This is the intro. After sending 10 million plus, after sending, let's change plus as well. Let's do over. Let's do over. After sending, let's not keep that. After sending over 10 million cold emails across multiple entries, first of all, as I said, this is not the order you always have to go in. We started with some instant social proof in this. One thing is clear, cold email copywriting is the #1 thing to get right. Right now, we are confirming the video, right? You can have the best list in the world and a perfect selling setup, but if your copy is off, nobody is replying, right? This is the reason for them to stay, right? We have worked with 50, again, I don't like that word plus, I don't know why it's doing that. Let's say over. We have worked with over 50 clients and generated millions in revenue purely through cold email, and it all starts with having good copy, right? Social proof. Again, teasing the reason to stay. And then this is the real reason to stay, right? In this video, I'm going to break down the biggest copy mistakes, let's do copywriting because we want to keep that in mistakes I see every day, the exact step-by-step framework you need to write cold emails that get replies, and then I'm going to do a live walkthrough where I write copy for a real offer from scratch, right? And as you can see, we've included everything in it. We have social proof, we've confirmed that right at the start, and we've also given them multiple reasons to stay and watch this video, right? So they know they've clicked on the right video, they know we are the right person to listen to when it comes to this topic because we've done this, and now they have a reason to stay, and they're going to feel that FOMO. They're going to feel like if they don't stay and watch, they're going to be missing out, right? And then that's the intro essentially, and that kind of covers everything we said in here, right? You have to cover all these things in order to have a really, really good intro. And by the way, you want this to be a maximum 30 seconds, right? 30 seconds, and then get straight into it. So into the body, the mid-video call to action, and the outro. With the body, you want to simply just write bullet points. You don't want to do it word for word. I mean, you can. There's channels that do exceptionally well when it comes to word for word, but you have to make sure that you are speaking naturally. If you speak like a robot, if you could tell you're looking at a teleprompter and just reading off a teleprompter, you are going to lower the watch time that you have. So it's incredibly important to, when you're recording, if you're doing word for word, to really make it natural. Each section should answer the viewer's next question. Use real client examples and specific numbers throughout. This is continuously given social proof, and then you want to keep everything on topic. Anything that is slightly off topic, anything that is slightly not relevant, remove that straight away. You want to keep everything as concise and condensed as possible and to the point, and make sure it's as valuable as possible. You also always want to include a mid-video call to action around the maybe 30% mark to 50% mark. Slide it in naturally after a strong section. Most don't make it until the end. This is extremely important. No matter how good your video is, no matter how well executed it is, a lot of people, why is my head doing that? Anyways, a lot of people are not going to make it to the end. So make sure to have call to actions throughout the video. And if it's a really long video, right, we're talking maybe 30 minutes plus, have more than one, right? But usually if we're talking about maybe a 15-minute video, have one around the 30% mark. And in the outro, you want to have one clear takeaway, right? Not a summary, just a single most important thing, just to kind of bring that all together. You don't want to make this long, because as soon as people realize that a video is coming to an end, they're going to click off and look for the next one. And then there's 2 call to actions you ideally want to do. The number one is going to be for your ICP to take the next step, which is, for example, to book a call where, we'll help you map out how this can work for your business, as an example, right? And the second one is going to be what to watch next. Send them to a relevant video. It keeps them on your channel and it signals YouTube to push your content. And the reason we do too is because we want to give our exact ICP the perfect next step, which is to book a call. Maybe it's to get the document down below. Maybe it's to sign up to a newsletter. Whatever the goal is, right? Give that to your ICP. But then your ICP is probably going to be, and people who are ready to buy are going to be a very tiny percent of the people who are watching the video. So then you want to go into the second call to action, which is going to be to send these. You don't want to leave these people hanging with nothing to do. So send these people to another video, a super relevant video that flows on for this one. So for example, if we're doing cold email copywriting, the next segue, the next perfect video could be, you know, make sure they have the right lead list. So your copywriting could be the best, but if your lead list is incorrect, then the copy is not going to work for those people. I recorded a full breakdown on how to make sure you have the right lead list for your list or for your emails, right? Whatever it is, right? And then it's going to be like, okay, so I know how to write emails now. I need to make sure that I've got the correct lead list. So then they're going to feel the urge to go and watch that, right? And again, to just walk you through the example one that we have here, again, it's not going to be perfect because we don't have full context, but section 1, the biggest cold email copy mistakes. And you know, usually when we are writing scripts, we'll give a super brief, you know, overview of what this section is going to cover. So this is where you hook the experienced sender immediately. They are specifically making these mistakes. Name them fast and they will keep watching. Be direct, specific. The section validates their frustration and builds authority before you give them a solution. So it's extremely important before you read or do any section to have context as to, number one, why you're doing that, because if there's not a reason to why you're writing or recording that section, then remove it. Right, and then it gives you more direction of what to go about. And then we have bullet points of very simple specific points to talk about or what we're going to cover. So start with the email with IOU. The prospect does not care about you. Flip the focus. Writing copy that sounds like a pitch deck, too formal, too polished, too long. No clear reason why you're emailing a specific person. Again, all specific reasons, and this is going to be obviously adjusted to the specific person, to their specific experience, to exactly what they know. And then we're also going to weave in specific case studies and specific points here. And another thing you want to do is you want to always implement open hooks, right? Open hooks is a great way to essentially get the viewer to go from one section to the next section. So after this, right, we can maybe say, so now let's just get them to. So now you know the mistakes you are making. How do you actually write cold emails that are going to get you response and avoid making all these mistakes? It could be something like this. It could also be something along the lines of knowing all the mistakes you're making is not enough. So how do you actually write cold emails that are going to get a response and avoid making all these mistakes? Right, and there's just different angles you can take, and you want to sit here and think about what's the most powerful open loop that you can did I say hook loop before? It's an open loop, right? What's the most powerful open loop that you can use that's going to transition them from one section over to the next? And then again here's the mid video call to action. Drop this naturally at the section. Again, if you're sending cold emails and you want us to take a look at your copy and tell you exactly where you're going wrong with it, just book a call below. Link is below. We do this every day, right? We don't need to include a link because we're gonna have it, right? And then again, we can work on this, we can adjust it, we can change it. Then it goes into the second section, the step-by-step cold email copy framework. This is the core of the video. Walk through each step of your framework clearly and in order. Keep each section tight. Explain what it is, why it matters, and what good looks like. Leave room to add your own name and convention, examples, and data points. Right, and then it's going to be a very clear step by step. And again, I'm not going to go into extremely heavy detail, and the reason I'm not going to go into detail is because this is super specific to a specific person. Everyone has a different method, everyone has a different technique. So your whole goal here is to just go into this and specifically give your points, but again, keep it condensed. Like, you can go into here a bit more detail and turn it into a Gamma document like I have here and just kind of go for it step by step. But again, the goal is remove any fluff, remove anything that's not relevant. Start with bullet points and make sure everything is super specific and actually important to the video. And then again, we want to have an open loop, which is going to be a live walkthrough. And the live walkthrough and the open loop can be something along the lines of, so now you know the exact step-by-step method that you have to take to write cold emails that actually get responses, but how do you actually apply this information to your specific offer? So now that you know the exact step-by-step method that you need to write cold emails that actually get responses, I'm going to show you how you can apply this information to your specific offer to make sure you're getting the best possible results. They might think, okay, I know what to do now. I can just go away, and we can just start onto, okay, now we're going to go into a live example. But by doing this, they're thinking, oh, that's the point, right? I know the step by step, but how to apply this to my specific offer? So now we're going to go into how people can apply this information they've just learned to their specific offer, which then walks us into the live walkthrough, which is again similar thing, a important context for what the section is covering, and then a bullet points of what to do for this section, right? And then the outro, you want to wrap it away again, one clear takeaway, 2 CTAs, and done. I don't know if we need max 35. Yeah, that's fair enough. And again here, coding or copy does not need to be clever. It needs to be relevant, short, and actually about the person you're sending to. Get that right and your reply rate goes up. It is really that simple. If you want us to look at your copy personally and tell you exactly what to fix, book a call below. We have done this for 50+ clients and know what works. And if you want to keep going, watch this video next. Again, it's going to be similar to what I referenced before. And I don't want you to get the wrong misconception that I've just asked Claude to just write this for me. This is from, you know, multiple times of doing this to then writing a really good prompt and having exceptional examples of videos that have performed exceptionally well, to give it more context and so that it knows exactly what to write. If you go and tell Claude, this is my idea, this is my topic, write me a script, it is not going to give you something of this quality, right? It just isn't. So it's incredibly important to take your time when it comes to this, and initially really just do it yourself, right? You can ask it to give you some thinking and ask you to say include this in the intro, and it might give you something decent, but it won't be as good as this. And as you can see, I had to go away and do it as well myself and just go through and iterate a bunch of things. And with the body, again, you're gonna have to go through these bullet points, remove anything that's vague, remove anything that doesn't matter, and just keep it super condensed, right? So, and by the way, if you want to skip the trial and error phase and having to write your own scripts from scratch, and you just want a system that works implemented with your knowledge into your business, then book a call down below using the first link and we can walk you through this system. Step 4 is going to be the packaging before you record, right? I mean, that's not before you record. You can record and then you do the packaging, and a lot of the time we do the packaging before you even do the script, right? The title and the thumbnail get the click. Without the click, nothing else actually matters. You do this before you record, so the whole video is built around the promise that you're making. And when I say you can do this before, you can record first, you want to have an idea, a general idea of what the packaging is going to look like. So the title, use the keyword. Again, we have used the keyword that we were focusing on, which is cold email copywriting, and then add a specific result or problem, or write the test, that's multiple variations, which one stops scroll, think how can I create as much fun as possible. And we kind of already walked through all of this before, and again, this is how YouTube works. A lot of it just interchanges within each other. And then the thumbnail, again, what is going to stop the scroll? The thumbnail text should add to the title, not repeat it, right? Do not copy the title into the thumbnail. And what facial expressions work? I'm not saying you have to sit there, you know, going like this or like this, right? But think about what your facial expression should be saying. If it's a shock, maybe you got a bit more of a, you know, a bit more of an open mouth. If it's neutral, keep it neutral, right? And preview this on different devices, right? Many viewers will find your video on the phone. It does not need to read. If it doesn't read clearly on a smaller screen, simplify it, right? So you have to make sure this is readable on all devices. A lot of people do it for phones, some people are doing it for laptops, and people nowadays are actually watching through their TVs. So it's incredibly important that you actually preview this on multiple devices before you go away and just make the thumbnail. And again, you want to include mainly 3 core elements when it comes to the thumbnail, no more than 3. So for example, your face, maybe a result, maybe some text, right? And I'll show you just some examples of good screenshots. And again, I can just look through this and I can tell you, and by the way, you can use inspiration from this from YouTube and from similar topics. So copywriting masterclass, it has a facial, it has a guy and it has the words on there, right? Again, this one works because it's Alex Hormozi. Here's a good example, right? This has almost 1 million views. Copywriting is from 0 to 10k, so he has a 0, he has a 10k, him in the middle, right? But he's keeping this, he's got a background with some money, but it's focused on him, copywriting, and the goal of the video, right? Full course copywriting him, super simple background, it's still aesthetic, it's still nice, right? Again, if we just go into, let's switch the topic a bit, and again, let's go to even my channel, right? And again, me, some words, keep it simple. Me, a laptop and a title. Me, YouTube logo and a result from this. You have to keep this super simple, right? Keep it to the point and keep everything here as relevant as possible to what the video is about, right? Remove anything that's not essential. Keep the background simple. Don't add too much confusion. Someone should look at your thumbnail and understand within, you know, half a second what is going on. And the whole goal of the thumbnail is to build that curiosity, to then they read the title, and then the title is going to increase that curiosity and urgency even more to make them feel like they need to click on the video. Most people are going to look at the thumbnail first. So you think about thumbnail, how can that thumbnail transition them to the title, get them to read the title, to work with the thumbnail, to get them to then click on the video, right? I hope that makes sense. So a quick recap, because we've been going for a little bit, and just make sure that we are on the right track. Your initial 4 steps YouTube framework is to pick an idea, right? Extremely important to do research, extremely important to find keywords. Once you have that idea, then you're going to plan the video, right? So is it going to be a how-to? Is it going to be educational? Is it what is that video going to be, right? Who is that video for? What exactly are you covering in that video? And then you're going to write the scripts, and you're going to go through the steps that we said, and then you're going to figure out how to package the video. Follow the sequence every single time. Each step's built on the last. Once you have this, you can start recording the video. So recording, right? How do we record a good YouTube video? First of all, know your flow. Read through your bullet points before recording. Understand what that context for that section is. You're not memorize the script. Just know what's coming next, and just speak from the heart, right? Just speak naturally. Imagine you're speaking to you're in a meeting, right? You're doing a consultation call. You are having a conversation with a friend. Don't imagine you speaking to a camera. Like as I say here, talk to one person, not a camera, a specific person in your ICP. This is what makes delivery feel personal and not broadcasted. And don't restart, right? If you stumble, just take a minute, pause, and just pick up from that. There's a reason we have editors. There's a reason it's not live stream, because we can just go back and we can just re-say that sentence, right? Don't restart the whole video. Don't mess up 15 minutes in and then think, oh, I have to do this all over again. I have to do it in one take, right? Make mistakes. It's completely fine. Mess up your words and just restart that specific section. And you've got an editor for a reason. So just keep going and don't get stressed if you make constant mistakes. Make recording frictionless. The harder you make it to record, the less you want to do it. Make it so that your setup is just press record and go. You want to have a super easy setup. So when you sit at the desk, you can just essentially almost press record. Maybe you have to adjust your camera, press record. Your mic is there, it's ready to go. If you have to, every single time you go, you have to set up your mic, you have to plug it in, you have to plug in your camera, you have to make sure your camera's, obviously make sure your camera's recording, but you have to make sure it's adjusted, you have to make sure the light's correct, you have to turn this on and that on and do this, and it's 10 steps to record. You're just going to put yourself off. Make that process as seamless and as easy as possible. Again, practice makes perfect. The more you record, the easier it gets, the more comfortable you feel. Put in the reps, and the longer you do it, the more time you can do it, the more experience you get recording, the more comfortable you're going to get. It's going to be uncomfortable for anyone in this world to record. Some people might be just naturals, but anyone you watch now, I guarantee initially they were not that comfortable on camera. So just do the reps, right? It's needed. And then make sure you have a good mic. A good mic is probably more important than anything else. Audio needs to be clear and easy to understand. Camera quality is also important, don't get me wrong. But if your mic is super low quality, people are not going to want to sit and watch through that video. So make sure you have a really, really good mic. And nowadays there is AI that can actually improve it, but you still want to have a decent mic to start off with. And if you want recommendations for that, just feel free to DM me or something. I can give you recommendations for mic. And that's it really, right? With recording, it's just recording, right? Make it as simple as possible for yourself. Take your time, don't rush it, and you're going to get better with practice, basically. And by the way, anyone work with, I'm more than happy to give one-to-one feedback on recording, the best practices, what to do, anything, what you need to buy. If that does sound of interest, then again, book in a call. Happy to walk you through this entire thing. Step 6, editing it. BD content does not need to be heavy edited, right? You're building authority, not chasing viral moments. Clean, clear, and easy to watch. And easy to watch is the standard, right? Cut everything unnecessary, remove mistakes, long pauses, and filler words. If a sentence doesn't add value, cut it. Use B-roll, screenshots, and screen recordings. Explain the process, show it on screen, right? Referencing the result, put the screenshot on screen. Seeing beats hearing every single time. It's completely fine to just have a document at this and go through the document. If you want to do full talking head, that's fine. And just add in B-roll, add in screenshots, add in things here, right? And just cut out anything negative, anything unnecessary, any mistakes, filler words, and just keep it super condensed and keep it flowing super smoothly. Now, I'm not going to get into super detail on what to use to edit your videos. Hire someone, right? Don't waste your time editing videos. It takes super long. You can hire someone if you need help with editing. If you need help with how to hire someone, feel free again to DM me, but don't waste your time on doing this yourself. It's just going to be super low quality, most likely, unless you have a lot of experience beforehand. But if you don't have experience, if you don't know how to edit, just get someone to do it, right? It's not going to cost you that much, and it's going to be worth your time, okay? Next, SEO. Again, extremely important. If you skip this, you're relying on YouTube guessing. It won't guess right. I mean, it might. you don't get me wrong, YouTube algorithm is very good, especially when you've been doing it for a long enough time. But for a smaller, newer channel, right, you have to do this every single time. And SEO essentially means integrating that specific keyword as many times as possible. And the whole goal I'm trying to get is we're optimizing one specific video around one specific keyword. The more we could do that, the more optimized that video is going to be. Imagine this one video, you're recording one video for one specific person with one specific pain point, right? There is going to be broader videos and videos that cover more topics, but overall, you want one video for one specific topic for one specific person, right? And per specific video, you will see better results like that. So when it comes to SEO, we want to optimize everything around that one specific keyword, so that when people are searching that specific keyword, when people are watching content around that specific keyword, YouTube is pushing your content to those people. So what exact steps we need to take in order to make sure that we are fully optimized for SEO? First of all, in the title, right? Again, if we go back to that example that we had, we've got it there in the title, right? It's right at the start, which is really good. So have it in your title, first line in description, and include that keyword again in the first line. Feel free to adjust or rephrase it, right? But usually when we write the description, we just copy and paste the title into that first line, that top 2 lines, because YouTube is going to use that again to understand who to push your video to. And if we do, for example, if we again go into YouTube and we write cold email copyright, and if we're sticking on the same topic, as you can see, this got in your title, and as you can see again, it's also got it in the top line of the description.
This is the only cold email copywriting video that you'll ever need to watch.
Right, and as you can see, when you search this into YouTube, it's there in bold and it's there in the title. And by just implementing that, you're just increasing your chances, right? We're doing every tiny little thing to increase our chances of making sure we're ranking for these specific keywords. So by including it there and by including it there, right, that's step number 1 and 2 of including it. Next, your main description, right? What the bulk of the description. Overview of what the video is covering is what you want to do, but you want to use that keyword as many times as possible and use it naturally. And we're going to go into, in a second, I'm going to show you how this looks and how you can do it effectively. And then you want chapters. Chapters is another super easy way to rank for keywords. If we look into someone that has chapters, as you can see, introduction to outbound copywriting, right? These are chapters and they will, again, help you to rank. If we have anyone else that uses it, the single most valuable skill, meat on structure, what you'll get, right? But again, these are going to help you rank for these specific keywords. Cold email subject line, right? These are keywords you rank for, right? Again, as you can see, emails is there and highlighted because these are keywords that you rank for, right? So again, have it in your description, have it in your chapters, have it in your first line, and then have tags. Use something like rapid tags. It's super easy. Tags are not the most valuable thing ever, but as I said, we are trying to use every little thing that we can to make sure we are optimizing everything as possible. So for that, you simply just want to use something like rapid tags, and we're just going to put in cold email copywriting, and it's going to give you really good keywords to that. So cold email copywriting, email copywriting, cold email writing, cold email copywriting course, right? These are all good keywords, right? And you just want to copy it and paste it into the end of your description. I'll show you an example of what a full description looks like. So how do we write this bulk of the description? And I'm going to quickly show you. We obviously have a prompt for this, again, from multiple times of doing this. So I'm going to just quickly get that prompt. We actually have a whole project just to do this. And we are going to ask it to write. We're going to just copy and paste this. And we're going to put it in there. And we're going to say, this is the script for our next video. I know it's not in full detail like it usually is, but just use the instructions to write a description around the keyword cold email copywriting. And for this one specifically, can you just make bold every time you use cold email copywriting? All right, so this is what it should roughly look like. Cold email copywriting is one skill that separates cold email campaigns that generate revenue from ones that get ignored. I've sent it to over 10 million emails across multiple niches. The biggest sense kit, you have to have a perfect setup and great list. But if your cold email copywriting is off, nobody replies. This email breaks down the most common cold email copywriting mistakes senders make every day, including weak subject lines, direct openers, vague call to action, emails that over-explain. From there, a full setup. So you get the point, right? It makes sense, but we are just utilizing this keyword, cold email copywriting, as many times as we literally can, right? The more times we can implement this keyword, the better, essentially. Now, don't get me wrong, YouTube will mostly use a transcript, so make sure you're using it within your video as well. But you want to make sure that all of this is optimized around this one specific keyword. As you can see, we're not focusing on any other keyword. We're not focusing on cold email. We're not focusing on outreach. We're not focusing on make millions of money, right? We're simply focusing on that one specific keyword, and that's how you're going to get the results for one specific video every single time.
We send over.
So for example, for Juani, this is the video we've done. It's got him, you know, almost 9k views. It's booked him a ton of calls, and I'm going to go over essentially what we've done, right? So again, Loom outreach was the keyword. There's Loom outreach here as well as Loom outreach videos, and then we have his call to actions, right? Usually I recommend 2, but because of this one was focusing on sender, so we focus on make sure that we put that there. But we've got the call to action to his website, and we also got a call to action to the script for a prompt so that he can grow his email list. And then we've got the actual description, which covers Loom outreach, and you're probably going to see Loom outreach multiple times in the description. And then obviously we just got sign up links because there's some extra stuff, you can include that. And then we've got chapters, which again, Loom outreach, Loom outreach, Loom outreach, Loom outreach, Loom outreach, right? Loom outreach, Loom outreach, right? Loom. And then we've got extra video topics. And then as a pinned, we've also got another call to action directly to his Calendly over having it as the link to his website. And that's kind of what you're looking at, right? That's a really, really optimized description. And as you can see, performed really, really well. And if you can shoot up consistency, you're giving yourself the best possible chance of being pushed to the right audience. So step 8 is going to be obviously to publish and monitor it. Check weekly, not obsessively, track views, click-through rate, watch time, and inbound calls. If a video underperforms after 2 to 3 weeks, go through a full diagnosis. Now, this can range about when to go through a full diagnosis, and does the video perform or is it not performing? But what we are doing here is, or you know, publishing, I'm not going to go into detail on that. You can just do that and then do the settings in the background. But if a video is not performing, there's a clear step-by-step approach that we usually take in order to see maybe why it's not performing and what can be improved on for next time. The first thing is going to be impressions. The next thing is going to be click-through rate. The next one's going to be watch time, and next one's going to be CTA, and then the next one is going to be the funnel. Now, to break these down in a bit more detail, right? If we are going through impressions, we are looking at, did this video get enough push from YouTube? How many people are actually seeing the thumbnail and the title? Is it enough number, right? Compared to your other videos that have performed well, how many people are seeing it compared to that? Right, that's step number 1. And if we're realizing that there's actually not that many people watching it, it's about going back and figuring out, was this really a good idea in the first place? Was this a topic that is getting traction and that can get traction? And did we optimize this as fully as possible to make sure that YouTube are pushing it to the actual right people? So that's step number 1. If you realize that impressions are good, it's been pushed to the right people, enough people are watching, it's being pushed to enough people, it's very similar to your other videos. The next thing is going to be a click-through rate. Now the click-through rate is seeing how many people saw it to then clicking on it, right? And this is important to know because it gives us feedback on the title and the thumbnail. If enough people clicked on it, and you're probably looking at anything below 4% is probably might be better. Depending on the video, 3% maybe, but usually around 4% is where you want to be. So have a look at that. If it's below 4% or 3%, if it's below 3%, it's definitely cause for concern. And it's more just figuring out what went wrong with that packaging. Was it the title? Was it something in the thumbnail? And what can be improved on when we next do a video like this? Because if it's getting good impressions but below click-through rate, that's still a potential video you can potentially redo, but just improve that packaging to then get the views that it should be getting, right? Watch time. Are people watching throughout, right? So you've gone through the impressions, enough people are seeing it, YouTube's pushing it to the right people. People are also clicking on it. You have a really good click-through rate above 4%. Now, are people actually watching through it? What is the average watch time on that? And this is essentially going to give you feedback on, is your scripting, is your video actually really good? Does the intro include, you know, what it needs to include? That's the first thing you always look at. Okay, cool. Well, first of all, is where people are dropping off. But if you want to look at it in sections, it's, are people staying after the intro? If people are not staying after the intro and they're dropping off straight away, then there's probably a problem with the intro. We have to go back and see what was wrong with the intro. If people are watching the intro but then are dropping off rapidly in the body, where in the body are they dropping off and why are they dropping off? What is causing them to drop off? Have we included something that didn't need to be included? Have we gone off topic? Have we over explained something? So that's the next thing to look at. And then it's, are people making it to the end? And again, it's similar to the body. Are people making it to the end? If it's a super quick drop off before the call to action, like right at the end, maybe we summarize too much. Maybe we think there was nothing else to watch, so maybe we have to summarize a little bit less, or maybe we didn't do that transition from the body to the outro as clean and as effective as possible. Now, if this is all good, so you've got enough impressions, you've got enough click-through rate, your watch time is really good, It's about the call to actions. Are the call to actions good? Are the call to actions actually, and I've missed this in here, but we're going to go back into where to include the call to actions. Are the call to actions, first of all, individual? How are you saying them? Is it relevant to the target audience of that video, to the people watching it? Is this a relevant call to action? If you're targeting beginners and your call to actions is, if you're, to those making over 10K a month, go click on this, right? You're not going to get people clicking on because these are beginners making no money, right? So is the call to action relevant to the viewer? Is it a good call to action? Is it exciting for them to go click on it? Do they have a reason to go click on it? And then not just that, but is the call to actions also positioned in the right spaces across the video? Right, I mean across the description. So usually where you want them is you want them at right underneath here, where we go back here, right underneath here where it's the first line description is that keyword right underneath that you want the call to action. Don't put an extra line in there for more keywords or anything like that. Put the call to action directly under there. And then you also want a call to action as a pinned comment. And that's the two most likely places that people are going to see it, and is where you want them. If you hide it within your description and people can't see it, that could be a big reason as to maybe why people are not clicking on it. And then if people are clicking on the call to action, right, the next step, right, what is probably a part of the funnel, right? This means up until this point, if everything is good, that means the YouTube video has been done really, really well and it's a good video. If that video's performed well, but it's getting 0 results, right, and then it's going back and looking at the overall targeting, but it's more about the funnel, right? So people are clicking on that call to action, people are going to the call to action, but why are they not booking a call? Maybe you have no availability on your calendar. Maybe it's not clear. Maybe you send them to your website so they can see your website, but then they can't figure out how to book a call from your website. Maybe you send them to a newsletter, but it's unclear how to sign up, right? It's all about figuring out where it's going wrong in the funnel bit, because if everything else is uncorrected, then there's probably something there, right? Why can't people book in calls? Why aren't people booking in calls? Do you not have enough times, right? So, but once you go through all of this, and usually you don't have to do this if your video's performing well, but once you can do all of this and this is all done properly, then you're good to go. But the more you do this, the more you monitor, the better results you're going to get overall. And by the way, if you want a team of experts essentially doing this for you to make sure that everything is as optimized as it possibly can be, then again, book on a call using the first link down below, and I'm more than happy to see how this will fit in for your business. It's about step 9, and this is something, it's been a long video and there's a lot of information, but if you want a fully optimized YouTube channel, this is something that you repeat every single week. One video is not strategy. The system only compounds when it's run consistently. This is a step that most people skip, and the reason most channels never see real results. First of all, they just record and they post. As you can see, there is so much that goes into making one specific video that you can see the difference from I've got an idea, I'm going to record, and I'm just going to post it. Look at everything that goes into it, and it's in depth. It takes time. It takes a lot longer than what you've seen in this video, especially for the research phase at the start, finding the ideas. So it takes time, right? And it has to be done properly to see the best possible results. And one video per week, minimum. That's 52 videos a year. And it's a growing library. Some will perform, some won't. Both teach you something, again, as we've just seen. 52 videos per year. It's a growing library working around the clock, not just a one-off upload. Imagine 52 of these videos working for you, all simultaneously, all at the same time. You are going to be more than good in terms of client acquisition. You'll never have to worry about client acquisition again, right? Unless you completely stop everything. And 40 calls per month. This is what, after consistency, after months, after consistent uploads, you can expect to book, anywhere up to 40 calls a month, probably more, right? For really, really big channels. Not doing anything fundamentally different, just never stopping, right? Just keeping consistent with everything that we've ran over in this video. So this is the whole process. It's a lot to take, and I'd recommend to go back and watch specific steps, but this is the whole process. Now, how long does it actually take to see results, and what is a realistic timeline, right? So the first month, and let's say you're a complete new channel, complete beginner channel, you're building the foundation, do not expect calls immediately, focusing on getting the first 3 videos live, getting the SEO right, and learning what lands, right? Just start building the content. If you already have a channel, you usually have this foundation built already, so when you can implement a system like this, you'll see instant results. And we see it multiple times with anytime we work with someone that already has a channel and we just come and implement our systems. And I'll show you an example, a very recent client. As you can see, we started working with them a couple months ago, seriously in the last month, and as you can see in the last 3 weeks, we've got the difference in the views is insane, right? Insane. and the quality and the views. And as you can see, he's now on a trajectory to do really well with YouTube for his business, right? So if you already have a channel, we can come and implement that. This is how quickly, almost instantly, you'll see results. But for a brand new channel, first month, just get a foundation right now. Month 2 to 3, this is where the videos start getting traction. Your search rankings are starting to kick in. You'll notice views become more consistent, and the first inbound inquiries should start to come through, right? Between month 2 to 3, if you haven't got them already, you should expect some inbound. YouTube should understand your audience, should have that foundation built, and should have videos working for you around the clock already. And in month 3 onwards, this is where it compounds. Videos uploaded in month 1 are still getting views and booking calls. New videos are building on top of an established channel, and the results start to stack. As you saw with an earlier example we shown 10 months ago, that video is still ranking and still getting views. It's still popping up in the search. In the last 48 hours, it got 50 views, 50 potential leads. Right now, imagine 30 videos doing that for you, 40 videos doing it for you, and every time you upload a new video, it's being pushed into that ecosystem again. And the channels that book in 10 to 40 calls a month did not get there overnight. They got there because they did not stop at month 1 when it felt slow. And this is the compounding effect. Your channel becomes a library working for you around the clock. Someone finds a how-to, watches the breakdown, lands on a case study, and books a call without you lifting a finger after you upload. So stay consistent every week. Go back to step 1. New idea. Validate it against what your ISP is searching for. The research never stops. Keep a weekly log. What went up, what went down, what you changed. This separates channels that compound compared to those that plateau. And trust the system. The channel booking 10 to 40 calls a month are doing exactly what's outlined here every single week without stopping. And this is the entire system that's going to help you achieve all of this. Is just going to help you achieve this, right? Adding 6 figures a year to your business, booking an extra 10 to 40 calls every single month, growing your email list, and becoming an authority, just a go-to person in the space. And I can't stress enough how important this is for your business, to take your business to the next level. If you want this implemented for you, like if you want us to take all of this off your hands, so you just have to spend 2 hours every single month recording, and we handle the rest. Make sure it's fully optimized as best as possible. Make sure that everything is researched. Make sure that everything is being iterated, everything is being monitored. Then book a call with the first link down below. We can get on a quick call, and I can walk through the system, what this will look like for you, and just see if we're a good fit. So if that does sound of interest and you want to start building your YouTube system and adding all of this to your business to grow your business into the next stage, then book a call down below, and I look forward to speaking to you. And if you want more YouTube information, then check out my channel. I have loads more videos, and I'm starting to get a bit more consistent now with YouTube as well. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM me as well. But hope that was useful. Have a good one. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.